Donald Trump's America is crumbling right before our eyes. And Bernie Sanders, he just said what everybody else is too scared to say. This interview, it's brutal, it's honest, and it exposes exactly why so many Americans feel like this country is falling apart.
Feel influenced.
We're going to feel very good and very strong.
You will feel influenced.
You're right now not in a very good position.
What's up, guys? Welcome back to Unfiltered Nation, where we break down politics without the BS. Hit that like button, because today we're talking about how Bernie Sanders absolutely called out Trump, the billionaires running the country, and America's broken system.
This is Grace Copps, a student at Georgetown University. She's a Democrat originally from New York. Grace.
Good evening, Senator Sanders. My question is as follows. How can the United States go about repairing our relationship with allies like Canada after the second Trump administration?
Well, I think there's going to have to be acknowledgement that what we stand for as a country is not to be the bully of the world. Again, as I mentioned earlier, the idea that you insult the prime minister, that you tell Canada they're going to become our 51st state, that you tell the people in Denmark, oh, by the way, we're taking Greenland away from you. This is outrageous. And what I would like us to be is a leader of the world based on our democracy as a model, based on our compassion, based on our work to fight climate change and help people all over the world transfer away from fossil fuel to sustainable.
This was during a Q&A at Georgetown, and it all started with a simple question. How can America repair its relationships with allies like Canada after Trump's second term? And Bernie didn't hold back. He basically said the US under Trump became the global bully, insulting world leaders, threatening allies, trying to buy Greenland. You can't make this up.
So that we could save the planet. So that's a little bit what I'd like.
Let me just ask you in terms of relationships, if the end result or the result in the next 90 days of these tariffs that the president has put on is lowering of tariffs by other nations against the U.S., will it have been worth it? If this brings them to the negotiating table?
Nothing is worth it. Look, the isolation, how is it worth it? What is worth it when you have people that have been our neighbors and allies and friends for almost 200 years in Canada now distrusting the United States, our friends in the UK, throughout Europe distrusting the United States? We are becoming isolated from the rest of the world. So there's very little that I can see that would make it worth that.
By the way, Grace's question was about what happens after Trump finishes his second term.
But we got a lot of repair work to do.
Oh, but you know what he said about a third term. Do you think he's serious?
Yeah, I do. I mean, I think you have somebody whose main function, what he wants is power and wealth for his oligarch friends. So nothing would surprise me about Trump.
And honestly, he's not wrong. Trump's America First policy didn't just upset rivals, it pushed away longtime friends. Canada, the UK, Europe, all of them started to distrust the US. Bernie made it clear, isolationism might win headlines, but it loses respect on the world stage. But here's where Bernie went nuclear. He straight up said Trump isn't about America, he's about power, wealth, for himself and for his billionaire friends.
The Tesla CEO has responded to comments that were made by the US president's trade advisor Peter Navarro, who labelled Mr. Musk not a car manufacturer, but an assembler.
And so then on sleep, I get 8 hours of sleep. I prioritize it, unless I'm traveling in different time zones. Sometimes it's impossible, but I am very focused on it. And for me, I need 8 hours of sleep.
One of New York's most iconic trophy buildings, 725 Fifth Avenue, Trump Tower. Let's take a look. This 58-story building is comprised of 200,000 square feet of office space in the base, with the remainder being residential.
But here's where Bernie went nuclear. He straight up said Trump isn't about America, he's about power, wealth, for himself and for his billionaire friends. He even hinted at Trump wanting a third term, and you could tell he wasn't joking.
To meet Jayan Chatterjee. He's a student at Georgetown University, originally from New York. He's a Democrat. Jayan, welcome.
Hi, Senator Sanders. Senator, for many years, your theory of power has rested on a critique of oligarchy. But in the past few years, around the world, the rise of populist right-wing leaders has seemed even more closely related to a loss of faith in institutions, loss of faith in the media, in public health authorities, in judiciaries, and of course, as you've mentioned, in democratic political bodies. Is a singular focus on oligarchy sufficient to address the skepticism in democratic institutions that has driven many Americans and people around the world to the far right?
That's a great question. Thanks. Oh, look.
See, American universities.
There you go. Here's what I think. I don't think that Donald Trump was elected president because he went around the country telling folks that he was going to give massive tax breaks to billionaires and cut Medicaid, or that he was going to eviscerate the Social Security Administration or throw 83,000 workers off of the Veterans Administration, or that he was going to cut Medicaid. That's not why he was elected president. He was elected president, I think, because many, many millions of people are looking at the economic and political system in America and understand that it is not working for them. All right? You tell them to go out and vote, and they go out and vote, and what happens? Over the last 52 years, the average American worker, in inflation accounted for dollars, is earning less than he or she did 52 years ago. And there's been a massive transfer of wealth during that period to the top 1%. Oh, go out and vote. Go out and vote for this candidate or that candidate. Really? Who cares? What does it matter? The rich get richer. I am struggling. Richest country in the world, 60% living paycheck to paycheck. Now, tied to that, and this is an issue that we have to talk about tonight, and I'd love people's feelings about it. And we don't talk about it in media, and we don't talk about it in Congress very much, is when you talk about people losing faith in the American political system, it's justified because you have a corrupt campaign finance system. So you get one vote and you get one vote, and Elon Musk could spend $270 million to help elect Donald Trump to become president.
Bernie didn't stop with Trump. He called out the entire corrupt system. Big money in politics, billionaires controlling elections, PACs threatening politicians who dare to challenge them. He name-dropped Elon Musk, saying Musk could spend $270 million to elect Trump, while the average American is struggling paycheck to paycheck. Is this democracy? What do you guys think? Leave it in the comments.
And then his reward is he becomes the most powerful person in government. And it's not just Republicans. You got Democratic billionaires heavily influencing what goes on in the Democratic Party. As I mentioned earlier, I feel very strongly that the United States government should not give another nickel to the Netanyahu extremist government that has killed 50,000 people in Gaza, wounded over 110,000 people. All right, that's my view. You may disagree with me. But you got AIPAC telling any Democrat who stands up to Netanyahu, guess what, we're going to primary you. We're going to spend millions of dollars to defeat you. So does it sound like we're living in a democracy when Musk can intimidate any Republican? You stand up to me, we're going to primary you. We're going to defeat you. We got a corrupt campaign finance system influencing both political parties. So the average American says, yeah, I got one vote. And Musk can spend hundreds of millions of dollars. Is that a democracy? Why should I vote? And then Trump comes along and says, the whole system is broken. And I'm gonna annihilate the whole system. Well, the system is broken. Our healthcare system is broken. No question about it. Our childcare system is broken. Our housing system is broken. Our campaign finance system is broken.
And this is where the clip gets real. Bernie basically said, yeah, Trump says the system is broken. But the system is broken. Healthcare, broken. Housing, broken. Campaign finance, completely corrupted. The answer isn't to destroy democracy, it's to rebuild it. Get big money out of politics. Give power back to the people. Honestly, Bernie Sanders said what a lot of people already feel. This isn't just about Trump versus Biden. This is about whether America stays a democracy or slides into something way worse. But I want to hear from you. Do you think America can fix this, or are we too far gone? Drop a comment below. I'm reading everything. If you appreciate videos that break down politics in plain English, hit that like button, smash subscribe, and I'll catch you in the next one.